Selfie for another day.
Okay.
Okay. Hi everyone, it's Melissa, your plantita abogada from Tasteful Nodes, coming to you today with another unboxing video. Yeah. I said I wasn't gonna buy any more plants. I said I have everything I want and there's nothing else that could possibly interest me. And apparently I lied. So yeah, come join me. Watch my shame, rejoice with me when I open this box. I did some research because it's fairly new, another fairly new plant. I'm not an expert, but some of the information that I share with you today is from experts. So the botanists, the horticulturists who've been around way before I have, the International Arid Society. You could use them as an academic resource. I'll be putting the information down at the bottom of your screen, and this information regarding sources will also be available in the description box down below. Even if it isn't what I think it is, I'm still excited. So let's get started, okay? This plant is actually from the Green Plant Department in QC. We've purchased plants from them before, quite gorgeous. I have nothing else to add to that. They have beautiful, beautiful plants. Definitely recommend them. This plant was shipped to us via our favorite method of shipping, right? Which is through Victory Bus Liner. So they drop it off at a bus depot in Manila. It ends up here in our bus depot here in Tarlac, and voila, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We don't have to meet anyone. We just have to go to our bus depot, pick it up. We're good to go. Excellent packaging, kind of surprising actually, because I didn't expect it to be this big, which is why I'm extra excited about this plant. You know, they say size doesn't matter, but I might be turning into my mom because apparently it does. She loves her plants big, and you know, I can't blame her, really. Anyway, great shipping, well packaged. There's some ventilation on each side of the box. There are two boxes, one on top of the other. That's how big this plant might be, or that's how big the packaging to protect it might be. They have signs of which way is up. Fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, our address is on the other side, so we're not going to be flashing that. Let's do this. So, like I said, I was not buying another plant. I was just like, yeah, I'm done buying plants. Got everything I want. There's nothing else I need. Granted, if my wish list plants go on sale, that might change. Quite happy with where my collection is at, to be honest. Let's see if we could open it up. Okay. You ready? I see some green. It's huge. Okay, letting it drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll clean that up later. It's okay. Wow. I don't know if you can see this. Check that leaf out though. Yeah. Bigger than my head. It's a huge plant. Give me a second. Surely, if you know your plants, I'm sure you recognize, you think you might recognize it. Oh, wow. Yeah. So you think you might recognize it, but I promise you, unless you've been paying attention recently, it's probably not what you think it is. There you go. So part of the packaging from Green Plant Department, we've got some shredded paper, some wrapping paper, and I'm just making a mess. Don't mind me. There's some damp paper here at the bottom. I'm trying to feel for a pot or where I could grab from. There it is. Okay, found the pot. Whew. Oh, wow. Oh my, okay. Yeah, so all of our cigarettes have to have really graphic warnings. You'll see really graphic pictures on our cigarette boxes here in the Philippines, and they try to make sure that everybody knows. So they actually, part of the reason for delay is that they actually went ahead and attached it to the box for extra stability. It's fantastic. Again, they taped it to the bottom. Oh my God. Okay. It's like I won the jackpot. There's just confetti everywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. There we go. Ta-da! So this, my friends, is a Philodendron Serpens by Verrucosum hybrid. So obviously you can see the Verrucosum leaves or the characteristics quite prominently. Both plants have hairy petioles. This plant is an import from Ecuagenera. The Philodendron Serpens by Verrucosum. I'll just call it PSV for short, okay? Their PSV is actually grown from seed. So like I was saying, there isn't much information available about this plant online. There are some posts on Facebook, Instagram, maybe a handful of stuff that actually describes this plant. Most of the description does come from Ecuagenera's page. According to Ecuagenera, this is a hybrid that is seed grown from them. So I guess they are quite confident in the parentage of this plant. And like I said earlier, the Verrucosum is quite prominent in the space. In fact, quite possible that the Verrucosum or that the Serpens is prominent here as well, the characteristics. But given that the Verrucosum has over 40 varieties, I've seen someone say as high as 55 varieties. But let me go ahead and go over the different characteristics of the parent plants. So according to the Exotic Rainforest website, a Verrucosum should have a terete petiole, meaning round, right? The petiole would be hairy. As far as the Serpens is concerned, it shares the same characteristics like the petiole is concerned. Only thing that differentiates the Serpens from any other plant, for example, the Squammy petiolatum, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to research that real quick, but after we film. So what differentiates that from that other plant that I mentioned is the lack of scales. The hairs are called scales, right, on the midribs themselves. If you watched my Squamiferum video, the one with the Floridas and the pedatums, you'll know that scales are the hairs on a plant. They're also referred to as pubescence, not the same thing as pubescence, okay? So what I have in my notes is that according to the exoticrainforest.com, leaves of a Verrucosum are velutinous. Flashing that on the screen, meaning that the leaves are covered with a fine and dense silky pubescence. There's that word again, pubescence. Remember, so it's hairs. Giving a velvety appearance. So the velvet feeling that we have of our velvet leaf plants like the Splendid, the Gloriosum, the Glorious, this guy, is all due to pubescence, which is very, very, very fine, very dense pubescence that cause that velvety feeling. Here I have in my notes that the Serpens is likely named so because of the head of a serpent, so a snake. It gives you the appearance that it's wider on top, narrower on the bottom, very much like snake's facial features would be. The leaves are typically shiny olive green. Yes, that's true. The petioles are hairy. They're either red or green. But the posterior midribs, these guys right here, are smooth. And that's exactly what I'm seeing right now. These posterior midribs are smooth in all of them. Yeah, this one has a couple stray hairs. So does the other, but I mean, I could count, like this one has literally two stray hairs on it, right? On their posterior midribs. So that's indicative of a Serpens. Undersides of the Serpens are green with pinkish veins. And I don't see that here. No. The leaves are heart-shaped and elongated. Caterpillars are hairy. We got a hairy caterpillar right here. I'll go ahead and zoom in on that and throw a picture or video into this as well. These plants grow best between 65 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit in fast draining mixes. The Verrucosum characteristics, they're velutinous, like I said. They've got hairy petioles, something that they share in common with serpens. Their epiphytes, I don't know, hemiepiphytes maybe. They've got round purple petioles. You know, kind of hard to say. Like the new petioles for this guy, right up here, it's green, very, very, very light, just a slight purple on them. But the older petioles, the petioles of the older leaves are definitely darker in color. The undersides are purple and red. So yeah, I see the purple or red. Sorry, I'm like purple and red. So the undersides are purple or red, and I do see the purple here. So, I mean, I don't think it was a question that this is possibly a Verrucosum or a Verrucosum is one of the parents of this plant, because, I mean, it's so obvious. Cataphyls are ribbed. I see that too. Except the ribbing is up and down rather than side to side. It's very interesting, huh? Verrucosums grow faster in cooler temperatures, between 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For you Celsius people, Pia, hi. For my friends in the Philippines, that would be 15 to 21 degrees Celsius, right? Like the serpens, they prefer being in fast draining mixes. Unlike the serpens, their appearances are quite variable. There are between 40 to 55 different varieties of Verrucosums out there, according to experts online, right? And philodendrons enthusiasts particularly, I'm thinking of. Regarding care for the serpens, if you've got a serpens, it prefers medium lighting. It prefers high humidity, fertilizing twice a month. A Verrucosum prefers low to medium lighting. It prefers cooler climates. It prefers being watered often. According to the Ecuagenera website, the serpens by Verrucosum, the PSV, prefers low to medium lighting. Watering is also medium high, so quite the same as both parents. The temperatures are medium high, so it's leaning towards the serpent parent, whereas the Verrucosum is low or cooler climates, right? It prefers high humidity, again, something that it shares in common with serpens, and it also prefers being fertilized twice a month. So all in all, I mean, looking at all of the characteristics, I would say that this is quite likely, there we go. I would say that this is quite likely a PSV, so a Philodendron serpens by Verrucosum hybrid, right? Just because of the bald midribs, just because of the pinkish veins on the back, the purple leaves on the underside of the leaf, the telltale face of the Verrucosum. I mean, the new leaf appears to be elongated, heart-shaped and elongated like serpens would be, but like I said, Verrucosum are quite variable, so that's also quite a possible characteristic of the Verrucosums. The cataphyl is where it's at for me. It's both ribbed, which is a characteristic of the Verrucosum, but it also has pubescence, which is a characteristic of the serpens. So yeah, my verdict is it's likely a Philodendron serpens by Verrucosum hybrid. Given that Ecuagenera is saying that they grew them from seeds and they know where these seeds came from, I'll go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. Quite honestly, I was afraid that when I was going to tape this episode, that my closing would be like, oh God, pray for me because it's another Verrucosum that I have to take care of. I don't have the best, I don't have the best batting average with Verrucosums, but according to a friend who also has had similar issues with Verrucosums, who also owns this plant, he says that it is much easier to care for than the Verrucosum. And if my experiences with another Verrucosum hybrid are to be believed, right? I'm thinking the Philodendron splendid behind me, that big boy, yeah. If that big boy is to be believed, if the majestic in my greenhouse is to be believed, then Verrucosum hybrids are much, much easier to care for compared to the species itself. I mean, it's just so difficult. But this Splendid, I don't do anything special for him. He's just here near the pool area. He has the humidity, whatever humidity the other plants share, he's got it too. Watering every 2 days, maybe every day. No. I don't think it's gonna get much hotter. So every 2 days is the schedule we're on right now. So he's being watered every 2 days, misted every day. I just mist it quickly on the face of the leaves. And yeah, he is good, and he's so easy and so giving with leaves. And if the PSV is anything like that plant, like the Splendid, then I would definitely recommend you guys picking one of these up if you could find it. I know it is sold out on some of the Ecuagenera websites, and I know it's hard to find here in the Philippines, so I'm quite thrilled. But if you manage to find one, grab one. You won't regret it. Yeah, and that's it for me today. If you enjoyed this unboxing video, this unboxing mess, feel free to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so that you could get notifications of when I post other videos, right? Yeah, check me out on Facebook. That's where I post longer write-ups. If you just want to look at pretty pictures, I'm on Instagram also. You could check me out there as Tasteful Nodes as well. Okay, so that's it for today's unboxing, guys. Sa uulitin, just keep your nodes classy and tasteful. Bye, guys.